Hey everybody, my name's James. This is West Tennessee Living. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. Today I want to do a different kind of video. I want to talk about a couple of things that might be able to help you on how to start a business. I've been working by myself, for myself, going on 4 years now. If you've watched any of my videos, you've heard me say I do roofing and I do tractor work. And I tell people that I'll even shine shoes if it's for the right price. I do a little bit of everything, and I've been doing it full time now for the last 3 to 4 years. I do have a background in roofing. My dad was a roofer. I've got three brothers. He taught us all how to roof. But there's just a couple of things that I wanted to point out that I think maybe 5 and 10 years ago, even maybe 15 years ago, these would have been common knowledge. These would have been points to starting a business that just goes without being said. But I think the way the workforce is and the way my generation is now, I think these are things that need to be addressed that people just don't even consider when it comes to starting a business. There's a couple of things right off the bat. I can't stand it when I go to bid a job and the homeowner tells me, boy, it must be nice making that kind of money every day, or it must be nice working for yourself, or they see me pull up in a truck or have a brand new tractor or whatever. Oh, it must be nice to have brand new equipment. It is nice. And I'm thankful for it. The Lord allows me to have those things. He allows me to have the strength to work and the ability to work and to meet people and all that kind of stuff. You don't just go out one day and buy all kinds of brand new stuff and go into business and expect to be successful. The only reason why I'm even remotely successful is because of these points here that I'm going to talk about. So these are just a few things that I learned myself, working for myself, and I don't know if they're going to help you or not. I hope they do. I just want to share just a couple of topics here with you. Try to get through them quickly. Right off the bat here, and again, this might be common knowledge. I don't feel like it is anymore. So if you're wanting to start a business, the first thing you have to keep in mind is you cannot be selfish. You can't be a selfish person, period. You can't be selfish with your time. You can't be selfish with your resources or even your abilities. You can't be selfish with your family time. You have to put a lot of time in. You have to put a lot of hours in. There's a lot of times I remember getting started. I'd leave the house before my wife and son were even out of bed, and then coming back home. They'd be in bed by the time I got home, depending on the time of the year. And there's just a lot of things you have to sacrifice. You see guys out here with new trucks and new trailers and new equipment and stuff. They are putting their time in to make it happen. You cannot be selfish with your time. You can't be selfish with the time that you spend with people. Another thing, if you want to start a business, if you're starting from scratch, don't be ashamed to knock doors. The first year that I did business, I'd grab some business cards. I'd go up and down the street. I would knock on a door that looked like they needed a roof and say, hey, I'd do a free estimate. Would you let me have a chance to earn your business? I did a lot of that. And Facebook. Put ads out on Facebook. People aren't going to know to call you if they don't even know you exist. I talked to a guy. I did a roof for a guy a couple weeks ago, and he said, man, I used to work for a construction company. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. He said, are you hiring? I was like, I'm not hiring, but I said, why don't you go out and start a business? And he's like, well, I can't get nobody to call. I can't, there ain't nobody needs work done, which is a lie. There's so many people that need things done. There's just a shortage of people that want to do them. So I know some of this may sound harsh, but there's a target generation I'm talking about here that just does not want to work. They want to have the nice stuff, but they don't want to put the time in. So don't be ashamed to go knock a door, tell somebody what you're doing. Or I used to go to McDonald's in the morning. We live in a real rural area, and I would take my truck with my ladder and stuff on it. I'd go down and sit at McDonald's every morning and sit down with the farmers. And once they saw that I was a regular there, find out what I did. I did a lot of work like that, just word of mouth. You don't got to go get a billboard. You don't have to have a TV ad or commercial on the radio or whatever. Just rub some elbows and knock some doors. When you get to know people like that and they start to call you, another tip, answer the phone. When people call, answer the phone. I don't know what the big deal is with my generation these days, but they just can't answer the phone, it seems like. I don't know if it's because they don't want to, or they're too busy, or they don't feel like talking or whatever. I get 90% of my business because when my phone rings, I answer it. And if I tell somebody I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock Monday morning, I text them Sunday night to make sure that they're still available. and I show up at 8:55. And I get a lot before they even see my work or even know who I am. I get the business because I answer the phone and I show up. I know that seems like a common knowledge and it should go without being said, but man, that is key. You need to be accessible. People need to be able to get a hold of you. If they can't get a hold of you, that's just an instant trust factor. They don't trust you. I did a roof for a guy here just a couple weeks ago. I was taking a chimney down for him. It ended up being a really bad deal. I mean, he wasn't happy. I could not make him happy. It was nothing but trouble. Ended up costing me money. But every time he called, I answered the phone. Every time he sent me a text message, I replied to him. You have to be accessible if you want to be successful. That's a key. That's a key part. If you want to start a business and be successful in it, for one thing, you need to be loyal. I've got a supplier for lumber. I've got a supplier for metal. I've got a supplier for gravel, and I only do business with them. And you know what? Starting off, I didn't get the best deal, but I picked a company. They know me. I know them. They know I'm loyal to them. They know that's the only place I'm going to do business with. And after years, we have a relationship built. My metal supplier gives me special discounts. They give me referrals. I can go to the supplier. I can take material. I've got an account there. They trust me that I'm good for the money. I've done a lot of business with them. They've done a lot of business with me. So loyalty goes a long way. My lumber yard, the first couple times I went down there, couldn't really get anybody to give me the time of day. But I kept going back and kept going back and kept going back. And then I'd go in, I'd sit down with the guy, I'd ask him how the wife and kids are doing, and I would ask him how church is going. I'd talk to him, and we built a relationship. And let me say this: you don't build relationships like that for an angle so you can get a discount. And that's another point here I have on my list. Actually care about people. Try to do a quality product. Invest in people. If you invest in people, they will invest in you. And you don't invest in people so that you can get a discount or so that you can make money. You actually have to have a heart. And I know this may sound harsh, but there's so many people that go out here and try to work. They want to make the big bucks. They want to be known to do good work. They want to be known. They want to have the notoriety, but they will not put the time in to get you the notoriety. And if you're doing all that just to get the notoriety, you're barking up the wrong tree, and you should go work at a factory somewhere because it's just not for you. Have a heart. Care about people. You're not just doing work to perform a service. You're doing work to help someone. And that's another thing I have on my list. When it comes down for bidding jobs and stuff, I care more about my customer than even what they need done or what I'm doing for them or even how much I'm going to get paid for it. And I know that that's another lost art that my generation does not have. If you go to bid a job, you need to think about what you would want to pay for the service that you're about to do. If I go do a driveway, I have a number in my head, man. You know, if I was going to have them do my driveway, I'd want to pay X amount of dollars. So I don't go and charge them triple what I would want to pay. I hope this is making sense. Don't try to retire off the first customer that you get. Cut them a deal. Cut them some slack. You know you'd want some slack cut if you had to have a job done. You need to care about your customer. Try to actually do a quality job. If it was being done at your house, what would you want done? If I was having a roof put on at my house, I'd want all my screws straight. I wouldn't want a whole lot of scratches in the roof. I wouldn't want it to be dented. I'd want the ground cleaned up afterwards. Think about what you would want done if you were purchasing or paying for the same product that you're receiving. And I feel like this should be common knowledge, but I don't think it is. Here, lastly, and it kind of is the sum total of all this. And I know this is going to sound awful here. Don't be a jerk. You are not going to be successful by being a jerk to people. All you got to do is be nice. I really don't know what else to say other than that. You walk up to a home, you walk up to a house, you're trying to do business with somebody. If you use a lot of foul language, man, that turns me off faster than anything else. There's no reason to cuss. It's just bad manners, and it's just ignorant. Like you have nothing else to say, so I'm just going to throw out a bunch of cuss words. That's not a good thing. Trying to be nice to somebody, somebody's trying to ask you questions. They're not insulting your intelligence. They're going to be giving you their hard-earned money. They deserve to ask some questions. Be respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just be a human being. And it's not just with homeowners. It's with just people in general. I mean, you do business. You go out. You go to the gas station. You go to the restaurant. Just be nice. Man, there's so many people in our world right now that are just hateful. They hate everybody and they think everybody's out to get them. And you know what? I've had my share of crummy customers, believe me. I'm not going to sit here and name names. I'm not going to sit here and go on about that kind of stuff. I've known a whole lot more joy than hurt. I've been doing it 3.5. This September will be 4 years. It's been great. I'm nice to my customers. My customers are nice to me. I'm nice to my suppliers. My suppliers are nice to me. It always comes back around. There's a principle in the Bible: you reap what you sow. And I mean, it's over and over and over again. If you sow kindness, you will reap kindness. Or if you sow being a jerk, you're gonna get people being a jerk back to you. So I don't know if any of this helps. You've probably already shut the video off by now. I don't know. But if you're trying to start a business, here's some couple things that you really need to think about. And what's funny is I didn't even talk about services, as far as what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be doing it. This is just common knowledge. If you can be a human being and be nice to people, you can be successful. So go do it. Go be nice. Go show some kindness to somebody. Care about them, invest in them, and just see what happens. My name's James. This is West Tennessee Living. I really appreciate you stopping by the channel. If this has helped you at all, give me a thumbs up. Send me a comment. If I'm off on some of this, give me a comment. If you agree with what I'm saying, like and share. Tell somebody else about it. I think this is information that needs to be distributed. So appreciate you stopping by the channel. We'll see you in the next video.